My name's Jim Cochran, and I work for the Des Moines Waterworks. I'm here today to kind of talk about operating a fire hydrant and be safe at it. Some of the things that we run into is that people over tighten when they shut these down, which makes them hard to get open for the person following. Another thing is the caps get seized on there and they can be extremely hard to get off also. What we're going to talk about is ways to do things without you getting injured. For instance, when opening and closing a hydrant, you always want to be in the position of strength. You don't want to extend your shoulders, your arms away from it. And also, with that being said, anytime you run a fire hydrant, you want to do everything possible to stand behind your hydrant. Anytime you open a hydrant and you happen to be in these areas, the cap, the nozzle itself could blow off, which would lead to a bad day. When I'm talking about position of strength, when you're running one, you don't want to be out here. You want to be in close to everything that you do. For instance, right here, if I'm going to open this, I give a little bit of a pull with it. I don't yank it. Yanking on a fire hydrant that's been sitting for a while does lead to shoulder injuries, back injuries. So we want to prevent that. And with that being said, once you get the hydrant all the way open, when you're using it, you don't want to seat it open. You want to back it off one turn, because if you seat it open and you pull it down tight, when you go to close the hydrant, once again, you might have to yank on it to do it. I'm going to go over, show you a couple things. What we do if a fire hydrant's cap's froze up and you can't get it off, we don't want you stepping on it. What we do here is we take a 2-pound hammer, we smack the cap. As you do that, you apply a little pressure to it and it'll break loose. When you're done using the hydrant and we put the caps back on, we don't seat them. We leave them loose. But not necessarily all the time that gets done. We're going to talk a little bit here about some things you need to do before you hook your device, whatever you're hooking to one of our hydrants. One of the things to always remember is that Des Moines Waterworks hydrants are the opposite of the world. We go clockwise to open, counterclockwise to close. And most of our suburbs around here are just the opposite than us. So let's talk about this a little bit. Before you hook your device to it, remove whatever cap you're going to use. Once again, I'm going to stand in behind my hydrant. I don't have to worry about anything blowing off this hydrant at this point because I have it where it won't build pressure. So if I stand off the side here, I'll be fine. Once again, I'm going to get myself in a position. I'm going to use my legs. We don't want to, if you notice, I'm coming up over the hydrant here so I can stay close to my work. We don't want to be stretching out and windmilling it. We're going to let the hydrant run for a little bit here to clear out the barrel. The barrel gets rust particles in it, and you don't want to get into the equipment you're using it for or anything else, so we recommend that you flush it for a few minutes. This barrel on this hydrant looks fairly clean, so we'll just go ahead and shut it down. As you see, as I'm shutting it down here, when the hydrant comes to a stop, that's good. You want to look, make sure it ain't running. If it continues to run, you need to call somebody from Des Moines Waterworks, come out and look at it. There's something wrong with the hydrant. What I'm going to demonstrate now is opening a hydrant all the way. I got the caps put on tight. We're going to pressure it up, and we'll show you how we want to do this. Once again, you want to stand in behind the hydrant, because even if your device is hooked to this and you're doing this, your device is not open so the pressure can go off it. You need to make sure you stand behind your hydrant so nothing can blow apart on it. You won't be in the line of fire. So we're going to get started here. Once again, I get down here where I need to be. I pull back with my legs, get it loose. Always operate a hydrant really slow. We got a thing called in our system, which is called a hammer. And if you open it too fast or close it too fast, it can cause a hammer to our system, which usually causes a main break somewhere in the area. Takes about 13 turns to open a hydrant all the way, give or take 1 or 2. If this hydrant ran hard, I'd be up here in a position of strength. This one runs real good. Okay, we're all the way open. Once you reach this point, I want you to back it off 1 turn. When your device is hooked to it, this is where we want it, all the way open. Back it off 1 turn so it's not seized open. This way, when the hydrant's this way, you won't have water come up along the barrel. If you see that, you've only got your hydrant open 4 or 5 turns, which causes the drip to leak. So it takes at least 5 turns to get past the drip on every hydrant that we have. Okay, with that being said, we're going to close it. Same thing entailed here. Want to operate it slowly. And just bring it up snug. We're going to talk a little bit about the different colors of our hydrants. If you see this green area painted red, that's our lowest flow hydrant. That's 0 to 500. If it's orange, it's 500 to 1,000. And if it's green, it's 1,000 to 1,500. While you're out there, you may see some hydrants that have these green caps on them. And if you see that, do not operate that hydrant. As a contractor, you need to stay away from them. If it's the only hydrant that's in the area that you have to use, you need to call Des Moines Water Works. We can come out and look at it and see if it'll be efficient what you're going to do. That's a high pressure hydrant. It's on a feeder main, and we don't try to use them for everyday general use. So if you run across the hydrant with green caps, all 3 of these will be green. Please do not use it. If it's the only hydrant in the area, please call somebody from Des Moines Water Works.